Some major changes to Social Security for millions of beneficiaries as a result of the Social Security 2100. This is part 2 of an ongoing series. Let's get into it right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that is changing very rapidly. I know that it's really confusing out there with all of these different updates, all of these proposals that continue to be introduced, as well as so many other things that are going on. But don't worry, I am right here by your side every single day, laying it all out and giving you all of these latest updates so that you can stay tuned with everything going on. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I truly do appreciate your support. Hit that subscribe button right down below the video, and let's get into this right away. All right, so a couple weeks ago, John Larson, who is the architect behind the Social Security 2100, was speaking from the House floor to all of the Democratic caucus, including everybody within the House, as far as the Social Security 2100 and why it is so incredibly important to reform this program and enact all of the provisions within the Social Security 2100 for literally millions and millions of beneficiaries. There's about 12 different provisions within the Social Security 2100 that would actually help reform the program as well as raise benefits and make sure that the program remains solvent for many, many more years to come into the future until Congress can actually deploy some type of long-term solution to make sure that this program continues to pay out promised benefits for many, many more years to come into the future. Well, with that being said, like I said earlier, this is part 2 of an ongoing series. So John Larson was actually speaking from the House floor for about 51 minutes that day. Well, what I'm doing in this short series is that I'm actually going into his speech and I'm actually pulling out little clips for you to actually hear him speaking from the floor and what he has within the Social Security 2100. So in just a minute here, I'm going to be bringing John Larson in and you can hear it directly from him as far as this next provision that I want to talk about that we want to focus on here for the Social Security 2100. And that is raising the minimum guaranteed benefit for millions and millions of low-income beneficiaries who receive Social Security. Now, this would be an absolutely amazing provision. There's a lot of different proposals out there that actually want to raise the the special minimum benefit for all these millions of beneficiaries up to 125% of the federal poverty line. Well, as you're going to hear from John Larson here in just a minute, that encompasses about 5 million beneficiaries who currently are living below the poverty line. Well, according to our calculations and everything that we've been seeing, I would guess that that number is far more than 5 million. But again, this is just what John Larson is citing right here in this video. And I want to bring John Larson in just a minute here, and he can go through that as well. So, as he also states in this video, he mentions that there are over 10,000 new people that are eligible for Social Security benefits every single day. That's a lot of people that are going to start drawing on Social Security benefits, and we know that the more people that start drawing on benefits and the less people paying in through Social Security payroll taxes, the faster that the trust fund is going to be depleted because there's more money going out and less money coming in. Therefore, a long-term solution needs to be put in place sooner than later. Otherwise, these promised benefits may be actually being reduced in a matter of just years down to about 78% of promised benefits. Again, that would not be a good solution, and that would be not a good thing, right? So I want to bring John Larson in, and he's going to talk about this. But again, this video goes on, and there's a lot more to talk about here. So this is part 2 of this series, and I'll come back with more videos like this so that you can continue to see these little video clips of John Larson speaking from the House floor on the Social Security 2100. And as I've mentioned in a previous video, according to John Larson, they'll be bringing this to the floor in the next couple months here, and Congress will be marking this up. So, in other words, they're going to be going through it line by line and figuring out what is in the Social Security 2100 and how they can proceed forward to actually reform Social Security. It sounds pretty good. So it's very, very encouraging because I know that there's a lot of you right here in this community who actually do receive the Social Security benefits as well as retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and also SSI, VA, RRB, And there's a lot of you here who are low income and no income, and even people who have not started receiving Social Security benefits, but yet you're thinking about it because you're getting to the age and the time in your life where you want to start drawing on your Social Security retirement benefits. And I know that's very, very important to understand. So I want to continue bringing you this information as we get it, especially as they possibly want to reform this program, which has been a very long time since they've done that. So with that being said, I'm going to bring John Larson in right now. It's only about 3 minutes long. I am not going to come back at the end because this is what I want you to hear right here, the update from me, and then, of course, John Larson speaking on this himself from the floor in the House. So with that being said, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, share this video, or go back and check out other videos after you get done watching this one. But here it is, John Larson, take it away, and I'll catch all of you again later in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this series. I truly appreciate it. And John Larson, here you go with the Social Security 2100 and the latest provisions for the low income.
10,000 baby boomers a day become eligible for Social Security, and millennials will need the benefit more than baby boomers. And millennials have been put into the position where they have less money to be able to afford private pensions, where they have been burdened with college loan debt, where they're unable to get the kind of mortgages their parents enjoyed and, in fact, have incomes that are below that level. And so Social Security becomes their salvation. But it can't be their salvation if they're locked at the bottom and we're not making the benefit increases that will provide that opportunity for all generations to enjoy. Madam Speaker, we are pleased also that what this does, what Social Security 2100 will not only lift benefits across the board, but will make sure that no one can work all their lives, pay into a system, and retire into poverty. More than 5 million Americans get a below poverty level check from the government having paid in all their lives. That is unfair. That is unjust. That is flat out wrong. When we're a body that can pass out trillions of dollars of tax cuts to the nation's wealthiest 1%, and yet we can't take care of people who have paid into the system because Congress has not fulfilled its obligation and responsibility. Now is the time to act. And under Democratic leadership, that will take place. People say to me often, well, what's different? What's different is we have a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and most importantly, a president who believes that this is a sacred trust. A president also, as Matt Cartwright knows, has said, look, we're going to end WEP and GPO. And for your listeners and for your viewers, what that means for all you school teachers, for your firefighters, for you police officers, for your municipal employees that were penalized under a system who have worked hard and played by the rules, the president has called for its repeal. And that means benefits flowing to people that who rightfully deserve and should rightfully get them. I would add that that's been a bipartisan support here in the Congress, and we do have bipartisan support for this bill across the nation.